No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and we got some breaking news here. The Las Vegas Raiders have released veteran safety Jeff Heath. It pains me a little bit to say this because Heath is such a fun player, and he's such a leader in that locker room, but it is official as of 6:23 p.m. Eastern Time from Tom Pelissero. The Raiders are releasing safety Jeff Heath on Wednesday, per source. He was the AFC Defensive Player of the Week in Week 10 last season, now set to be a free agent. So this move is not really too surprising, but it does also surprise me a little bit here. And why do I say that? Because started 5 games last season, led the team with 3 interceptions, and I think a lot of people would agree he was our best cover safety last year. Not only that, he's a leader in the locker room, and he's a good special teams player. An 8-year veteran, now he's going to be looking for a new football team. But when you really think about the way that this past draft went, it should tell you everything that Gus Bradley, John Gruden, Mike Mayock thought of the safety position. You went out and you drafted 3 safeties. Some people might say Divine Diablo, safety from Virginia Tech, is also a linebacker. He could probably play a split role, right? But he's traded up for Moehrig, safety from TCU. You also have Tyree Gillespie, who you ended up trading up for, safety out of Missouri. And you also have Divine Diablo. So for Jeff Heath, the Raiders are just simply going in a little bit of a younger direction. Now here are his numbers in 13 games. 37 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 4 pass breakups, and 3 interceptions. This is a good player, and it overall is a pretty good fit. However, the Raiders are going with a youth movement. And for anybody out there, it's like, okay, why else would you do it? You can save $3.5 million. The Raiders went out and signed Casey Hayward today, deal up to $4 million. So if you're like, okay, if you want to allocate some of that money, here's an easy way to go ahead and do it. If you were to tell me the way that we go out and get Casey Hayward is by cutting Jeff Heath, I do it every single day of the week. But the Raiders now are putting a little bit more pressure on a young group of guys, and when you look at a lot of the moves that this team made this offseason, especially on the offensive line, you can see it. They're trying to get younger, and they're trying to be able to really succeed in the future. So what's your one-word reaction to the Raiders cutting Jeff Heath? I'll say saving, like in terms of saving money. That's just a knee-jerk reaction there. You can save 3.5, and if you can maybe also take this money and go out and get another veteran, maybe like a Richard Sherman. Again, I do this every single day of the week. I also could probably say youthful because you're trying to get a youthful movement. But go down in the comments. Let me know your one-word reaction to the Raiders cutting Jeff Heath, because my one reaction, you're saving money, but you're also going this youthful movement. Look at the offensive line. You moved on from Gabe Jackson. You moved on from Rodney Hudson, 2 players that I think all of us would agree if the Raiders offensive line had those guys, you're better off, right? But now you have younger players who you can pay a little bit less money and see what you have and see their upside. Jeff Heath was a good special teams player, a good player in the secondary, a good leader. But when you go out and draft 3 safeties in the 2021 NFL Draft, I mean, that basically tells you everything you need to know what this defense is trying to do, at least going forward. So some of y'all might be asking me this. What does the new depth chart look like, Mitch? Or who could be players going here or there? Luckily for you, I got the best team in the game. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to everyone at Chat Sports working on graphics behind the scene. So here's a little bit of an updated look at a depth chart by the Las Vegas Raiders. You could also probably throw in a guy like Divine Diablo in there, maybe as a strong safety, if you will. You could also throw in somebody like Gillespie, probably behind Carl Joseph at free safety. Like, you could do a lot of different things. But you also have Rasul Douglas. You have Damon Arnett. Also remember, the Raiders did sign Casey Hayward, so he's also on this depth chart as well. Just, we're doing a lot of things spur of the moment, Sam. It's fine. We're going to continue to move. So when the Raiders, when they went out and picked Alex Leatherwood, that was a good pick. But you traded up for Moehrig, okay, Divine Diablo, and you also traded up for Gillespie. The reading there is everything y'all need to be able to see here. So the breaking news is that the Las Vegas Raiders, they have released veteran free safety Jeff Heath. Will he be missed in the locker room? Yes, he will. Will he be missed probably on the sideline as a player coach? Yes, he will. Special teams as well. I'm not exactly sure if he's going to be able to get another job right away, But I'm also just going to throw this out there, and I'm going to say this because this just goes to prove that just because a coach or GM says something doesn't mean it's going to happen. I mean, literally 2 weeks ago, Mike Mayock said that the starting free safety for the Raiders was going to be Jeff Heath. 2 weeks later, he's gone. All I'm saying is in the National Football League, anything can happen. So the biggest reason why you guys should watch the Raiders Report is to make sure that you're staying up to date on literally everything going on around your favorite team. So the fact that they moved on from Heath today, a little bit surprising. But they want to go younger. They want to be able to save some money. I wish the best for Jeff Heath because he's a good player. He's a good person. Once a Raider, always the Raider, unless you're Antonio Brown or Trent Brown. All right, y'all, if you haven't already, hit that big red button that says subscribe because this is why you subscribe to the Las Vegas Raiders Report. We go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. When there's breaking news, we're here giving you everything that you need to know. So if you're wondering where that big red button is, it's underneath the video. If you can't find the red subscribe button, take that link, youtube.com/Raiders Report, and I want you to send it to some friends, send it to some family members. The more people we get here on this channel, the more videos we can make. So please, if you bleed silver and black, hit that subscribe button. So when I was live on the Raiders Report, we got the breaking news that he was released. Here was the tweet from Tom Pelissero. The Raiders are releasing him as of, well, safety on Wednesday. So I guess this deal is going to actually fall through tomorrow. It saves $3.5 million. You're just saving up a little bit more money. You can probably convert that money to what Casey Hayward's going to make that 1 year, $4 million deal. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to miss this guy. He's a fun player. He was a good leader. We'll see what ends up happening going forward for him. But again, once a Raider, always a Raider. Started 5 games for us last season. Led the team in interceptions with 3. Also had 4 pass breakups. The Raiders went out and they drafted 3 safeties this past year. You also went out and signed somebody like Carl Joseph. I think this means good things for a player like Joseph to potentially get a little bit more run. I still believe that Joseph was brought in to be a little bit more of a depth move for Abram. But Moehrig, they're going to put a lot on his plate now because he's going to be no doubt your starting free safety. Gillespie is going to have to step up big as well, being a player that they drafted in round 4. The Raiders continue to show this. They are going with a youth movement. So get your votes in now. Okay, I love this question. Confidence level in the Raiders secondary in 2021 scale from 1 to 10. 1 being you're not confident in them whatsoever. 10 being you're really confident in them. And I'm probably still at like a 6 or 7 because you got so many young players. I'm excited to see what they can do. But you're coming off a year where you gave up over 6,200 total yards. That's the most in franchise history. So how can you get better? Hopefully, it's only up from there. Scale from 1 to 10, confidence level in the Raiders secondary in 2021.